Hello, welcome back to more Hex TCG. I'm Zachary Chelcom, also known as Hex Player Zaki, and I'm here because we have a new patch this week, patch 827. This week, a lot of bug fixes were fixed. Draft should be smoother, so hopefully this Saturday, just tomorrow, I will stream a bit on my channel, which is also Hex Player Zaki on Twitch. Maybe do a couple drafts, go through a couple things, do any kind of duel anyone who challenges me. I don't know about that, but probably. If fans want a duel, I will duel them on camera. I'll probably be using a lot of different decks, including trying to get the Triumvirate to work. I've been working a lot of stuff. I mean, it's such a fun card when you could actually get it out there, but it's just been so hard to try to get it out there. I've tried it in a human model, I've tried it in a control model, I should try it in a different control model and see if that works. Who knows? It's basically Sphinx's Revelation on a stick once you get it out there. So that's kind of why I want to see if I can get it out there, but I don't know. We will see. Anyway, new patch this week, bug fixes, draft made smoother, and also 5 new cards added to Hex this week. And that's what we'll go look into. Not much else has changed for 827. Pretty much all similar. A lot of white cards were added. If I remember right and have my list in front of me, we have 3 white cards, 1 blue card, and 1 black card. So, hopefully these things aren't bugged out, and we can actually look at them. Okay, first one is Circle of Preservation. If the game object would... It appears my game has frozen. Aha, here we go. Circle of Preservation. Here we go. Alright. Circle of Preservation. It's a constant. 2 diamond out there. For 0, the next time you would take a target card or action would deal damage to you, you could prevent it, and then this would be bounced back to your hand and have a permanent cost of 1. This could actually be a pretty good idea for some control decks, like I was thinking before. Possibly with the Triumvirate, you just have this and you just have it to stave off aggression. The problem is that it's only target card, so I believe how it works is only for like if somebody would use like a burn spell or something, it would prevent it, rather than negating aggression from attacking. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but we'll see how it comes into play, especially when Standard comes back into more of a normal fashion. The next one is Trial of Faith. And it helps when you spell trial correctly. And the game doesn't freeze up. Alright. Yep. Well, while this is loading up, it actually will be fast. Trial by Faith. Or of Faith, not by Faith. 5 cost constant. Again, double diamond threshold cost. When you play this card, void all other cards you control and all other cards in your hand. A little bit dangerous there already. At the start of the turn, add a faith counter to this. If there are 3 or more, remove all faith counters from this constant and sacrifice it. If you do, transform each card voided with this constant into an angel and put it into play. It was so good until it's also all the cards in your hand, or even like all the cards that cards in play. I guess you can still play cards the next turn, and that's really one thing. Like you can it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's so close, but so, I mean, if you can set up that you can have enough protection in your hand that you'll be drawing, that you could get through 3 turns, but depending, I don't know. I really don't know. Because it doesn't do anything to affect their board. So it's, if you can protect yourself for those 4 turns, and you have to have stuff on the board too. That also means that if you're playing a control matchup, that or a control deck with this in it, you're not even having that much stuff out. So it's so close and yet so far away. So I don't think that Trial will go that far, but I'm sure I'll get beaten by it one time. I'm sure I will. The next one is the 1 blue card, which is Cerulean Mirror Knight. Now, I was waiting for this card because in my 1 Inspire deck, it was in one of them, and really kind of tied it together with what you could do, because it made them not want to attack you, but then also made not wanting to block you, because then you could just get whatever you wanted back. So yeah, using like these 3 and then the white 3, and then having splashing the ruby, 1 ruby, so you could play the Legionnaire of Gawain, so when he comes in, he deals damage to all opponents and all the opponent's troops, based on how many times it was inspired. Yeah, this really was a linchpin in there. Because it made them not want to be aggressive to you, because if you were aggressive, because you'd also have Blessings of the Fallen, was the other thing that you would really do. So, if they would try to kill you, you would just block and draw a card and then be able to continue playing. If they didn't, you got to attack, and then probably with your Cerulean Mentalist, attack and draw a card. It just made a lot of aggressive things that they didn't want to do to you. This might also be a nice thing to have for the control type deck with that I was talking about for the Triumvirate, but who knows. Also, if people are wondering, this on the bottom is my idea of trying to make an affinity artifact type deck, using Terabot. That more of them that are out, the less it costs. You have large artifacts, having Shrine help stuff, and then have Doppelbot turn into whatever you need, and then using since you don't have any color restrictions, you could really use any color. I went more of the control route and having Sapphire in there for Bertram to make more worker bots, and then having Repel and Solitary Exile with the diamond to help kind of control. That's an off topic, but that's what we're doing. Another one is actually a pretty good one. We have the Oath of Valor. Next card that was added in. Oath of Valor! I see this actually being a pretty good one. If anybody actually makes an effective spell shield deck, which you will see when it actually comes up. Oath of Valor, it's 4, so that'll take a little bit, but when this constant comes into play, name a troop you control. Troops you control get +2/+2. When this constant leaves play, name a troop when that... Oh, that's right. It currently has a bug where the text comes up twice. Yeah, so you can... If you have like the spell shield a bunch of things, then it'll just be really hard to get rid of them, and this will just keep them on the board basically almost indefinitely, and then you play just kind of spell shield aura almost, or spell shield permanent cost infliction from like hexproof aura from magic. Be pretty interesting, I feel. Anyway, our last card that was added was one that I'm very excited for. Is called Vampire King. This one is definitely going in. I'm gonna try it in the blood red, blood ruby. Blood ruby aggressive deck that I had before, instead of whatever the one dude was named, the legendary creature that whenever he deals combat damage, you flip over, you mill their deck, and then you get 2 cards, or whatever troops you get, you put that mini spider spawn on. Spider spawn are okay. They're 2 1s. They're the guy is a 4. He's unique. He's a 3/4 as well. He doesn't have any evasion. And then you have Vampire King that has both evasion and flight. He is also a 3/4. Is also 4 for 2 blood threshold. Has life drain to keep you up. And then if you get a creature card or a troop card out of their hand when you deal that, you get a vampire. Which a vampire, I'll need to test this actual card to see, because there are conflicting sources on whatever it is, and I haven't actually seen it. And I'll look at it and try to put an image over the top of this for what a vampire is. It either just has flight or has flight and life drain, and is a 2/2. The fact that it just has flight is really good, because you can just take away the stuff, or you can hopefully have just continue aggression, and you don't have to worry about it with the spider spawn, which also didn't have any kind of aggressive thing to it. Then they may or may not have life drain. If they do, it's even better. If they don't, it's okay. But if they do have life drain, then it's like, what? And then you can use this with like Inquisition. Search their hand, get rid of their cards that would be able to remove Vampire King, and then use Vampire King to get rid of the troops that are in their hand that they would still have, hopefully a plenty amount of, because you're getting rid of all their other spells. So I feel like it can also really benefit from that as well. Another strategy I thought with him was having both Buccaneer and Time Ripple also in your deck. So you have Inquisition to get rid of all your removal spells. You have Buccaneer and Time Ripple, either 3/3 or 4/4, depends on whatever the mix would be. And then you just use those to bounce troops back into their hand. 1, so you can have an easier time getting through for the Vampire King. 2, so that they can have a troop in their hand and you have a better chance of actually hitting a troop in their hand to transform into a vampire to continue the aggression. I think it could be a very interesting type deck. You could also use him as kind of like your aggressive keeper, and you just kind of like beat away at them. So I'm going to have fun with this card, and I'm going to probably use him a lot. That's all for today, though, for Hex patch version 827. And I'll see you guys hopefully this weekend on my Twitch channel. I'm Zachary Chalcom, also known as Hex Player Zaki. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later. Peace!